Every celebration is incomplete without good food. Today we're celebrating the joy of good food and great company with Taste of America. We are here in my kitchen with Rhiannon and Joanna from USDA, and we're going to be whipping up some delicious dishes for you which are perfect for every occasion and celebration. Welcome guys.
Thanks Neha. Today is all about hanging out with friends, telling stories, and baking up something truly special. So grab your aprons and join us. Today we're here to introduce you to some of the amazing US ingredients that we have available here in India. And the star of the show is going to be a fantastic classic American style apple pie with a butter pecan ice cream. Neha, Joanna, would you tell us a little bit about what we're working with today?
So one of my favorite ingredients is the Washington apple. We have 3 varieties here. So we have Granny Smith, which is delicious and perfect for baking. We have some Red Delicious, which is perfect for snacking. And Joanna told me that the Gala apples are good for
applesauce.
Applesauce.
Always in my history, in my family. In addition to our beautiful Washington apples, we also have a range of other horticultural products. We have American pecans, which is a newer nut to India. We have California pistachios, we have California almonds, we have hazelnuts from the state of Oregon, we have blueberries, we have California walnuts, and we have American cranberries.
Ingredients are the soul of any recipe, and today for our apple pie, we're using Washington apples because they are of exceptional taste, great quality, and consistently available throughout the year.
Neha, as you mentioned, we have 3 different types of Washington apples here with us today. They all have a very specific purpose, so we want to walk you through them to make sure that you're getting the best quality and consistency in your apple pie. These bright green ones, this is the very famous Granny Smith, very tart, a little bit sour, cooks really, really well, so the apple is going to maintain its consistency in baking. So this is really the star of the show today for our classic apple pie. But the other red varieties that we have here, Red Delicious and Gala, they're also amazing. Red Delicious, super good for processing. You can make an applesauce out of it. Also, Gala, my favorite thing to do, slap some peanut butter on it, eat it as a snack. So these are all super versatile, but today it's all about the Miss Granny Smith.
So we're going to start by first prepping our apples. Do you keep the skin on or peel it?
It's a very divisive question, but I think we decided it's as you wish. You can leave the skins on if you prefer a little bit of a starchy, crunchy taste in your pie. If you want it to be soft, allow the toppings to serve as the crunch, you can take them off.
Perfect. So
Agreed. Yeah, I am a texture eater, so I would prefer to keep them on, but I've had delicious pies with them off.
okay, so we're going to peel it.
Let's do it.
Okay.
You can use the peel as a lovely garnish in your
Yes, drinks.
drink of choice.
Also, the peels are packed with fiber, so it is nutritious.
It's true. Chef Neha, how many apples are we kind of peeling and prepping for this recipe?
So we will need about 7 apples to make 1 pie. Our pie is about 10 inches. So yeah, it's your pie dish.
Yeah, so Chef Neha, fun fact, we're using Washington apples today in our pie, but the United States actually is a very large producer of apples from a number of states. Washington state just happens to be a very large exporter of their supply, but even in my small hometown in West Virginia, we produce apples and we really celebrate them. And every year we have an apple harvest festival.
Oh wow.
So it really is a fruit that brings communities together, and it's really fun to be making it here with you both today.
So the apple has been sliced and now we're gonna macerate it. So we have some brown sugar. So I know like the classic apple pie has cinnamon.
Cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, all of your kind of spicy spices.
So do you like this?
I love it. It smells like fall. It smells
does.
like apple pie.
So this is actually
Thank you.
the masala chai mix.
Yep. Neha, what's in the mix?
So this spice mix has cardamom, black pepper, a little bit of star anise, cloves, a little bit of cinnamon,
Okay.
lots of spices, and then cinnamon to make it
More classic.
apple pie.
Yeah.
I like to add a little bit of lime juice, and now we'll mix it all up. So what I do is that I leave the apple juices to naturally release. So what we're gonna do is we will leave this aside. So I think 20 minutes is a good amount of time for the natural juices of apple to ooze out. It just becomes awesome.
Yes.
Here it is.
Ta-da!
Nice.
So now we let the apple sit for about 30 minutes. And here you can see that the juices have all oozed out. Now, this step is really important because if you don't do this and you put all the apples directly in, your pie crust is going to become really soggy. And now we will transfer this onto a colander.
Okay.
So here you can see the juices. I'm going to transfer these juices into the saucepan. So we have some cornstarch. In India we call it cornflour. It's a thickening agent. So we add a little bit, not too much. And now we're going to start heating this up. It's really important that you constantly keep stirring it, otherwise
It's lumpy.
lumpy and gloopy. We have a cheat code to the recipe. We have some pie crust that we made in-house but pre-made it.
Okay.
So Joanna, do you want to start lining it?
Of course, happy to. All right.
I think you did a better job than me.
I don't know about that.
I mean, I'm quite certain.
So, do we press it down on
Yeah,
all
we will
the
have to
sides?
press it down.
Okay.
So we will have to press it on all the edges
Sure.
to make sure like nothing's coming up.
Little
I think we can
design.
first. I think we can cut off the excess.
Sure.
So now here you can see that our liquid has thickened a bit. Yeah, it looks perfect.
It does.
We're going to leave this aside for just about 5 minutes. And while this is cooling down a bit, Joanna has beautifully lined the pie plate for us. It looks perfect.
Thank you.
So we're going to add a little bit of butter to make it nice and caramelly. Before we start assembling the whole thing together, let's make the Dutch apple style pecan streusel. It's very easy, very, very, very easy. Mix in the butter,
Lovely.
so all the flour. We need some castor sugar and the brown sugar,
Okay. Round.
and we will just mix it all. So here we've mixed all of this up, and Joanna, we can add in the pecans.
Chopped pecans.
Perfect.
Want your crumble to be a little bit moist so that the butter can ooze out onto the pecans, just adds to the caramely texture on top.
So we're going to transfer the apple back into the bowl, and now we're going to add this sauce. So it's a nice thick sauce. This is what makes your apple pie moist and ooey gooey. We're going to transfer all of this here. This is as rustic as it can get.
Yeah.
And we're gonna make a surprise drink later, but this would be perfect with a cup of chai.
Oh yes.
Would be nice.
So I'm just going to put the crumble on top. So the pie making process, I feel like it takes you a little long, but it's very rewarding. So the pie looks beautiful. Thank you, Joanna.
My pleasure.
And of course, Rhiannon.
Thank you, Neha.
Looks
beautiful.
okay?
So good.
And now it's time to bake this. We're going to bake this at 180 degrees Celsius, which is 350 degrees Fahrenheit, for about 45 to 50 minutes.
Okay, ladies, our pie is baking, and now we have a very special treat. We're going to make a cranberry spritzer. Again, with our amazing cranberries from the US, we are going to use some soda water, some simple syrup, but really you can use whatever you'd like. You could use your favorite fresh lime soda recipe, add in some muddled cranberries, anything works. So first step, we're going to work on the, don't quite want it to be as pureed as a pureed, we just want it a bit macerated so that the color and a little bit of the skin of the cranberry remains. It's a really nice texture for the spritzer. just added a bit of granulated sugar to the cranberry, again, to bring out some of their juices. But you could use really any kind of sugar that you have on hand. Even brown sugar might be nice. Yeah.
Smells good.
Smells delicious. Super. So I think we're nearly there. Yeah. So this is kind of the consistency of the macerated cranberry. You can see the juices have came out nicely. There's a nice celebratory color to them.
And it's a great party drink. You can make an adult version.
We're just using today a basic soda water, but again, you can also use a ginger ale if you'd like. You could even actually add fresh ginger into this drink as well if you have it on hand.
That looks pretty.
It's adding a nice pink color to the soda. I'm also gonna add just a little squeeze of orange to this to add some freshness. When I make my fresh cranberry sauce, I love to use orange juice and orange rind.
Wow.
And then of course you could go without sweetener, but we have a little bit of simple syrup here prepared. So again, you can sweeten to taste. Give her a good swirl. Yes. And here's our riff on a cranberry spritzer. And then we've also made some garnish, just sprinkled some sugar on top of fresh cranberries, some sprigs of fresh rosemary, but you could use any herb that you have on hand. Okay, so here's our spritz. I'm gonna give it one last swirl. Joanna, would you mind putting some ice in our glasses?
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Just swirling up very beautifully.
And the color is so nice.
It is
gorgeous.
Very celebratory.
I'm impressed with your hosting skills, Rhiannon. This is, I need to level up.
Thank you, Joanna. Gorgeous.
Beautiful.
That looks perfect.
That's gorgeous. Beautiful, thank you.
Oops.
It's okay.
And if it falls in, it's also okay.
Just adds the flavor.
Yes. All right. Cheers, ladies.
Cheers.
Mine's the only one that survived.
I like it.
Ooh, it's subtle too. Not too sweet. Just right.
Super refreshing.
Yeah.
Also, I think the pie is going to be ready soon.
Yum.
So I'm going to go get it.
Perfect.
See you. So ladies,
She
the pie
looks-
is here.
Looks beautiful.
Amazing.
And
Well
it smells so good.
Yeah. The aroma is the best part. Just
Beautiful.
so we're gonna top this off with
Yes.
some of our fancy ice cream, right?
This ice cream is very special. It's the butter pecan ice cream. I'd never tasted this in my life.
You're in for a treat.
Well, just from the imagination of these two women, they described the flavors and we tried to create something. The key ingredient here is American pecans. So, Joanna, do you want to talk about pecans?
Yeah, thanks, Neha. So I think I know American pecans are newer to India, so I'm happy that we're bringing this American nut. It's really more indulgent, but it has very healthy oils to the Indian population. And I have very tender feelings towards the American pecan nut. I grew up eating it throughout my childhood in Washington, D.C., the U.S. capital. We have a lot of people come to the U.S., to Washington, D.C. in particular, to visit some of our famous monuments, the Washington Monument, many museums, and my family would often host a lot of friends and close relatives in the hot and humid summers of D.C. And so walking around would build up quite a bit of appetite. And so to meet that, we would often come home and have these wonderful treats, particularly ice cream. And one of our favorite flavors is butter pecan ice cream. And so it's made with a custard base, and it's churned to perfection with roasted pecans. And so the crunch with the cream, it's the best way to beat the heat. So I really hope you enjoy it, Neha.
Well, I'm really excited for you guys to taste it and taste it myself because this is the first butter pecan ice cream of my life. And now I'm going to look for it everywhere I go.
Please, do.
You want to try it first?
roasted pecan.
Yum, it's perfect. That brown butter taste is what really does it for me.
This brings me back to my childhood in DC. Well done.
Well done, Neha. It's amazing.
I really like it. So how should we do this? Because I know like getting the first piece of the pie is the hardest. Is there an easier way to do it?
The easiest way is you should always cut the first piece in private. That way. Anyway,
one's gonna know.
no one will know. But no judgment. We're here to support you.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a deep breath.
Please. You got it. We trust you.
Everyone's watching.
We're waiting in anticipation.
Pressure is on.
Yeah.
And for an apple pie, it's really not that much about presentation.
Okay.
It's about taste. And we're gonna slather it with that delicious ice cream.
Well,
Oh my gosh. It's
Lovely.
amazing.
I love the texture of all
Gooey.
the crumble with the apple.
okay.
Well done, Neha.
I like the idea of cutting the first piece in private. More the merrier.
Yes.
I'm really excited.
Ready. Do you usually put your food together? I know some people like to eat things separately.
I like it together.
Yeah.
I think it's the combination.
Absolutely.
And the hot pie melts the ice cream.
And it's hot. It's perfect. It's really hot. And it smells so good.
Amazing.
Well, that's a sign. We're quiet. It's that good.
I hope this classic apple pie recipe gave you a little taste of America.
Yes, it was super fun, and we were so glad that you joined us, and we hope that you really love your delicious creation. You can find all of the great ingredients that we used today at your nearby supermarket, and we do hope that you will try this recipe and many recipes using US ingredients very soon.
Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel, and whenever you do recreate our recipes, don't forget to tag me and Taste of America IN.
Enjoy.
Yes.